Hello children, today's story is all about Mr. Meddle loses his temper. Now once when Mr. Meddle came home from doing his shopping, he found a cart outside his gate and a man putting a whole lot of boxes and trunks in his front garden. "Hey," shouted Mr. Meddle, "what are you putting those things in my garden for? Take them away." "I'm putting them in the garden because I can't make anyone here in the house," said the man, putting another box into the garden. "These things are labelled for your house. I can't get them into the house, so I'm leaving them in the garden." "Oh, no, you're not," cried Meddle. "It's a mistake. These are not for me. I've ordered nothing from any shop. Take them out again." "I've spent all my time putting them in, and I'm not going to take them out again," said the man, slamming down a large parrot cage with an angry parrot inside. Here it is. Look at him. Look at the parrot cage, see? Ooh, he's got all these things in his garden and he didn't order them. So this is going to be an interesting story, isn't it? "I say, I don't want that awful parrot," yelled Mr. Meddle, losing his temper. "Look, stop, don't put any more things in here." "Well, that's the last," said the man, and he put down a large round hat box. "Good day to you," climbed up to his seat, clicked to his old brown horse, and clip-clopped off down the street. Meddle was so angry that he went purple in the face. He caught up the hat box and threw it after the man. It rolled down the street after him, and it broke open, and 3 big hats with red, pink, and yellow flowers on them shot out of the box into the gutter. "Good," said Meddle fiercely. "Stay there, hats." He looked at all the things messing up his garden. The parrot glared at him, and he glared back at the parrot. The big bird unexpectedly began to swaying to and fro on its perch. "Yankee Doodle came to town upon a little pony," sang the parrot. Then he broke off to look rudely at Meddle and said, "Go and brush your hair. Go and brush your hair." "Now look here," said Meddle in a fine temper. "I won't have parrots telling me what to do. Be quiet. Brush your own hair." "Yankee Doodle and go and wash your face," said the parrot, and then it put back its head and laughed with a loud screech. Meddle went to the cage, took hold of it, and carried it to the gate. He threw it over the gate into the road. Crash! The cage hit the ground. The parrot let out a squawk and then began to call Meddle all kinds of rude names. "Well, what a morning! What a morning!" shouted Meddle in a fury. "Things all over my garden, parrots telling me to wash my face, hats in the gutter. I won't have it." He caught up a small box and sent that flying over the hedge. Smash! It hit the ground, burst open, and spilt white stockings all over the road. "White stockings?" said Meddle in amazement. "Who in the world wears white stockings now? Well, here goes." He sent another box flying over the hedge. It spilt open, and soap, scent, toothbrushes, creams, hairpins, and all kinds of things burst out of it. Meddle giggled. It was funny to see such an odd crowd of things in the road. Then he went quite mad and threw everything else over the hedge too. And this is him, isn't he, being naughty? Look what he's doing. He's throwing everything over the hedge. See, there's a little trunk down there, and he's got that little bag up there. And he's just throwing it all over the hedge because he's in a bad mood. Bang! That was a big trunk. Crash! That was a wooden box. Smash! That was a bag with something breakable inside. My word, what a game. "That'll teach people to pile up my garden with things that don't belong to me," said Meddle, thoroughly enjoying himself. By this time quite a crowd had come along, and everyone was watching Meddle in greatest surprise. "Help yourselves!" cried Meddle, looking over the gate. "They don't belong to me. Help yourselves!" At this moment a cab drew up nearby, and a rather fat old woman looked out. She saw Meddle and waved to him. "Meddle, Meddle! I'm so pleased to see you. I hope you didn't forget I was coming today to stay with you. You wrote me such a nice letter, but you're so forgetful, aren't you?" Oh, Meddle stared at the large old lady getting out of the cab with a big umbrella and red bag. "Aunt Jemima!" he cried. "Oh!" Aunt Jemima looked around and saw the crowd of people. She saw the trunks, bags, and boxes in the road, split, spilt, and bursting. She saw the parrot's cage, all on one side with the parrot squawking, for he was still going all his worth. "Go and clean your teeth! Go and clean your teeth!" "My parrot!" screamed Aunt Jemima. "Who put him out there in the road, all on one side?" "Meddle threw him over the gate," said someone. "Threw him over the gate?" said Aunt Jemima in a truly dreadful voice. "And who threw all these boxes and trunks of mine out here?" "Meddle did!" shouted someone. "Meddle! Do you mean to say that you threw all my goods into the road like this?" said his Aunt Jemima, her red face going even redder. "I forgot you were coming, Aunt Jemima," stammered Meddle. "A man brought these things into my garden when I was out, and I didn't know that they belonged to you. I just lost my temper and threw them over the hedge." "Meddle, I'm going to lose my temper too," said Aunt Jemima. "When you were a naughty, meddlesome little boy, I had to spank you. And Meddle, I feel that's what I'm going to do now. Now come here." But Meddle didn't come. He went. Down the street he went like lightning. His Aunt Jemima snorted. "Well, I can wait till he comes back," she said. "Cabman, pick up all these things and take them into this house for me. I'll take the parrot, poor darling. Go and clean your shoes. Go and clean your shoes," said the parrot softly, and tried to rub its head against Aunt Jemima's fingers. "You clever thing," said Aunt Jemima. "Wait till I get hold of Meddle. I'll teach him to throw parrots into the road. Lost his temper indeed. Wait till he sees me lose mine. He'll get a fine shock. Poor Meddle. He doesn't dare to come home. And Aunt Jemima is quite determined to stay until he does. So what's going to happen, do you think? What do you think is going to happen then?"